So those are different things, right? Those are things that people may have read in Shape magazine maybe sometime or something, and some of them are just creative and came from Crystal's head. But people don't like to do things that are different, right? So, the lunges to the mailbox is one, that can be uncomfortable for a lot of people because it draws attention. But even the thing in the shower, doing the calf raises and stuff, it's different and people will not do it. So how'd you overcome the oddness of what you were doing, the fact that you were working out at home? Like literally, not just at home, in the gym at home, but in your day. Your day became your workout.
Because I had to. It was a matter of survival in my mind. When you exercise, you release the natural serotonin in your brain. And I was depressed. And I had gone to a doctor, I was being checked for lupus, and I was sick. I didn't know what was wrong with me. And they wanted to put me on a lot of medication, and I knew. My intuition told me this is not what I need. I need to find a way to get out of this myself. And it was just a matter of, in my head, survival, and that's what got me past it. And I was very sore the next day after I took those lunges to the mailbox. I was very sore. But I thought, it worked. This is a sign. And so
it made it easier as you went on, I'm sure.
Yeah, and that answers your question.
Yeah. So you overcome these obstacles, you got yourself back in shape. I'm going to guess you lost the 45 pounds or pretty close to it, right? You're back to a healthy weight for you and where you want to be. So what are a couple of tips that you could give to new moms to that, even if you covered them already, just sort of reiterate, what are the three things that they just need to keep in mind when it just doesn't seem like the weight's ever going to go away, or it just doesn't seem like they'll ever have the time or they'll ever have the energy? What can you tell them?
The first tip is when you wake up in the morning, whether it be the middle of the night with the baby, or early in the morning, first thing you do is you take a drink of water. Your body needs that water to wake up and fully start functioning and to be alert. And putting water in your body the first thing in the morning makes an amazing difference on a person's entire day. And you don't know it until you do it. So that would be the first thing, the water tip. Second would be look at what you eat. Eating after your children, when you have babies, just picking and eating here and there adds up. Those calories add up. That food, the quality of the food adds up. Because usually if you're eating your child's leftovers, that's not what your body needs. That's what your child needs. So making yourself a priority and looking at what you're eating would be tip number 2. And the third tip, I guess, is they're actually 2 and 3 would kind of be the same, is making yourself a priority, but also eating whole foods. So incorporating a piece of fruit or a vegetable into every single meal you eat. We want to eat fat-free food. And when you eat fat-free food, you get fat because it's a processed food. So learning that, making myself a priority, making sure I drank water, and that I did not eat the extra, whatever that was on my son's plate, and the quality of the food that I ate gave me energy and the clarity to keep going. It's baby steps. We start out really, really small, and eventually you get there.
Great. So the last thing is that you mentioned in your examples, sorting through the laundry quickly and playing games with your kids and sort of having your kids involved. And I had a great story I tell during my presentations of a woman who came to my boot camp class who couldn't do a squat at all. Wasn't even resembling a squat. And this was after the first class and the second class. And I sat with her for 5 minutes after the second class, and we just got a chair in front of her, and we sat her down in the chair, and had her stand back up, and made sure her heels were down, and her back was straight, right? And she just wasn't getting it. And I said, here's your homework. Go home and do this over the weekend a lot until you figure it out. And the great thing is Maureen went back, and her kids sort of critiqued her as she was doing it. So the family gathered around her in the living room in front of her ottoman, and she sat down, and she stood back up, and they said, Mom, your heels are up, or Mom, your back is straight, or Mom, your butt didn't touch the seat, or whatever it was. And she came back to the next class, and she could do squats all of a sudden. So I love when people get their families and their kids involved, because it's great. I think it's a great role modeling, and I think it sets them up for success in the future. So definitely congratulations to you. But what do you do now to, are you still, I'm going to guess you are, still involved in instilling wellness in your children and your family?
Oh yes, definitely. My children at their schools, I always teach the nutrition program at every one of my kids' schools. And when I volunteer in the school cafeteria, as I did this week, it's amazing. The children, they'll look at me and they'll look down at their lunch and you'll see them hiding their stuff. Hi, Mrs. Connor! And they'll be stuffing their stuff, away and that sort of thing. And parents are coming up to me saying, "Did you tell Johnny that white bread is not good?" So yes, as far as the children go, definitely making a big impact there.
That's great.
But as far as families go, nutrition for the whole family is it's another little project that I work on. Is you need the support of your whole family to make it work. You can't really be sitting down at a table and be trying to eat, your greens when, someone next to you is eating, a Whopper. That's really just not good support. So it's when the whole family feels good and the whole family is healthy, and they sit down and they share the same meal that's healthy and good for you. It's amazing how the quality of life with your family improves.
Excellent. Crystal, thanks so much for sharing all the information, all your creativity, and just all of the wellness messages that you have and that you're currently sharing with everybody else. I think it's really helpful to everyone. So I'm sure everybody's going to appreciate watching it. Again, this is Paul from Active Personal Fitness and ActivePersonalFitness.com with Crystal Connor. We'll be getting some more videos from me with some great information coming up. Enjoy your day, everybody.